I can't believe that I had to restart my internet just to be able to do this
The way
shit.
you see an
That's
idea in
ridiculous.
your mind.
In Shikai, he blocked an attack that could destroy the whole friggin' Soul Society.
Because Ichigo's greatest gift is his potential
Alright,
to
give me a
improve.
slice of it.
Despite only being a teenager, he mastered swordsmanship well enough to thrash experts who had been training for centuries. He can quickly adapt to new weapons and styles mid-fight, surpassing his limits time and time again.
Like when he took on Catboy Grimjow. He was getting clamped, but as soon as he heard Orihime cheering him on, that was all he needed to smash that kitty.
You mean Grimjow,
What?
right?
Yeah, but even with that
My boy,
main
what did you
character
just say?
energy, Ichigo couldn't match Big Bad Aizen. With just a finger, Aizen stopped Ichigo's Bankai and his theme song, Rude.
Ichigo needed to tap into his unexplained hollow power. Except Hollow Zangetsu wasn't going to make it easy.
Old man Zang's pretty chill, but this guy's a menace.
Still, Ichigo needed his help and conjured a hollow mass to expand his power. But this meant the hollow within only grew stronger.
Masked up, he can fire lasers, bypass super senses, and heal lost limbs. But piss him off enough, and he'll go full hollow. And you really don't want that.
Hollowification exceeds even Bankai and was enough to crush Ukiura in a battle that shook all of Hueco Mundo, the world of hollows.
Full hollow Ichigo could even tear through all 3 layers of hell.
Alright,
But
should be
with
good
help
now.
from his secret Shinigami father, Ichigo continued to train for months in the Dangai, a corridor between dimensions, until he was finally ready to challenge Aizen.
Challenge is an understatement. He manhandled Aizen, shattered mountains with sheer aura, and flexed so hard he smashed out of the black coffin, which crushes space like a mini black hole.
And yet,
But it's not
it
actually a
still
black
wasn't
hole, though,
enough.
so.
By becoming Getsuga itself, Ichigo unleashed his ultimate attack, Mugetsu, defeating Aizen at the cost of all his power.
He might have saved everyone, but now it was back to Normieville.
Ichigo never truly realized until then just how much being a Shinigami meant to him.
I feel like
The
Ichigo
power to
loses
protect
powers at
others,
the end of
his
every single
drive,
arc.
his pride in himself was gone. He would give anything to get it back.
And he did, thanks to a surprise assist from Rukia. Boom! Shinigami again!
Just in time for a 1,000-year blood war with a final endgame boss, Yuhabak.
Who planned to end everything. And while other Shinigami tried their best, only Ichigo was special enough to pull it off.
His father was a Shinigami. His mother was a member of the ancient Quincy's and possessed by a hollow. Hence, his 2 Zanpakuto spirits, one Quincy, the other hollow and Shinigami, made Ichigo a perfect union
Ichigo,
to
yeah, I
break
got Ichigo what
Yuhabak's
it is.
plan.
I still
Finally,
need to
Ichigo
think that was even
understood
close.
himself, fully unifying with both Zanpakuto spirits within. With that came a new
Also was
Shikai
good, Tyson.
and 2 new Zanpakuto.
True Shikai! If you thought Ichigo
That's
was
just
strong
hell,
before,
block the
oh
orders
boy,
for this,
he's the
dude.
strongest Shinigami alive. They're dead. Undead? Yeah.
Stronger than Kenpachi,
Mountain
who could split
power.
the Dangai in half. Stronger than
Yeah, I don't
Sanjimari,
really think
who
this guy's
shook
gonna go.
heaven and earth.
If Ichigo stole
across
my
the
bid, I wouldn't be
realms,
mad.
and
Alright,
strong enough
alright,
to
now we're
match
glazing.
Yuhabak,
Now we're glazing.
even after he absorbed the Soul King.
Juiced up with Soul King
we're
power,
entering realms of
Yuhabak
glazing.
could nuke all 3 realms. The human world, Soul Society, and Hueco Mundo, plus the Dangai and
Yeah,
Garganta
people
in between,
like to say
which
that
have a
you
bunch
watch
of pocket
multiverse
dimensions
because of
sprinkled
this,
in.
but-
Hell, just the Soul King's corpse sent a shockwave across all the realms.
And it's not a matter of disrupting the flow of souls.
Ichigo versus
Yuhabak
who?
was
I don't
going
know
to
why
end
they put
everything
Yusuke.
through sheer power alone.
But Ichigo still wasn't done powering up.
Entering a new half-hollow form and merging his Getsuga Tencho with a mighty hollow attack, the Gran Rei Sero.
Making a giant crescent slash that rips through space itself.
All that power culminating in
Alright,
his
guys, reach
true
today I die.
Bankai.
My kids
A
will as
power
well.
so
Alright,
great,
alright.
even
Let's
Yuhabak
calm down,
was
buddy.
scared of it.
Joke's
Calm
on
down.
you.
Bleach is
Ichigo
good.
didn't even
It's good,
need it.
but it's
You're
not
done.
glazing good.
Ichigo was
Let's
finally
calm down.
content. And 10 years later, he remains a Shinigami, having found the courage to
I
stand
took
on the
Ichigo
edge
start
of
World
life
War
and
III.
death, conquer his fears, and walk
You gonna
onward.
make me say something negative about Bleach. I'm trying not to, okay? I'm trying not to.
Most teenagers
I
have
don't
no
think it's
idea what
that
they
good.
want to do with their life.
Like, let's calm
However,
down.
that was hardly a problem for juvenile delinquent Yusuke Urameshi, because he only ever wanted to do one thing.
Throw hands. It don't matter who the ops are, be they
18.
women, old folk, or
Man,
babies.
bro,
Yusuke lived to fight. It's what gave life meaning.
Yeah,
Who
I
cares
don't know,
about stupid
like,
things
who
like
sat back with a
friends
straight
and
face and said,
family?
yeah, I think
Which
he's
is
supposed to
why
fight
it was so
Yusuke. I think it'd be a
surprising
great
when
fight.
one day he threw
said
himself in
that?
front of a speeding car
He's
to
supposed to
save a
eat this
child,
nigga, bruh.
bringing that reckless life to a screeching halt.
Also, hang on.
Raccoon
Black this
claims
out for 2
another
seconds,
victim.
okay?
But
My
this
love for
is
Bleach is
chapter
deep,
1
no
of a
Chris,
battle
you gotta fake me.
shonen, so death is
What's your favorite
hardly
Bleach
yet.
art?
Surprisingly, though, it wasn't a spooky skeleton in a hood who arrived to claim Yusuke's soul. It was a blue-haired anime girl on a broomstick.
This was Botan, whose job was to ferry Yusuke's newly deceased spirit off to the afterlife.
Unfortunately, or I guess fortunately for him, he was such an asshole that the underworld didn't see his selfless death coming and didn't have any space prepared for him. Imagine being such a menace to society that the second you do something nice,
Are you sick, by the way? I am, a little
It's got
bit.
with his pants
How can you
down.
tell?
So the underworld
Do I sound
surrogate
nasally?
king, Koenma, offered Yusuke an
I
alternative.
did not
he
think
could
it was
return to
nasally.
life as an agent of the afterlife, a spirit detective, solving supernatural crimes and fighting off demonic threats to humanity.
Naturally, Yusuke did what anyone would do in that situation, and told Satan Jr. to stuff it. I mean, he was never really good for anything, and no one was gonna miss him. So what's the point of coming back to life? It's not
either
like
so
his
sunny or
mom would be
because,
sad, or his childhood
it's
sweetheart
probably
Keiko
gonna
would
be
be heartbroken,
a
or
fake
even his
coming to
rival
his post-op.
Kuwabara would shed manly tears.
I have to
Oh,
finish
man.
Thousand Year
At the
Blood
sight
War,
of
but
loved
yeah,
ones
mine
who
is
cared
probably
far more than he ever expected, Yusuke had a change
either
of
Soul
heart
Society
and
arc
accepted Koenma's offer,
or the
returning
very
to life
moment
with a
Aizen
new
stepped in and
purpose
started
and a
fighting
new
the
job.
Bleach. Probably
and
that right there.
newfound ass-kicking ability. In his quest to beat the dog shit out of demonkind, Yusuke learned to harness Reiki, or
You know, at the
spirit
same
energy.
time, they
He's
made-
ridiculously strong, fast,
for
and
Yusuke to
durable.
win.
Heals from
They
wounds
did
quickly
make it where he
and
ain't
can
beat
see
Sasuke.
spirits
That was
invisible to
bullshit.
mortal men.
Even early on, Yusuke could parry Suzaku's lightning arrows, which are formed from real lightning called down from the sky. And with the help of legendary warrior Genkai, he mastered a signature move that could blast anyone to smithereens.
My favorite shonen move ever, the
That
Spirit
movie was so
Gun.
good, I can't find words to
At
describe
first,
it. I gotta
Yusuke had a
finish
limited
it.
number of
I started
shots,
it
but
in
eventually
2022,
he
but I haven't
turned it
finished
into
it
his
yet.
personal WMD. Stronger than any weapon on Earth, he could go finger blasting around as much as he wants.
The spirit gun is more versatile than it appears. Yusuke can bounce it off surfaces for sneak attacks, propel himself around like a rocket in flight,
I
and
will say
produce
Yusuke is one of like the
massive
coolest
explosions with
main
each
character
He can twist
abilities.
it up for
I like
a
Spirit Gun more
shotgun,
than
a
Getsuga
mighty
Tensho.
AoE blast, or a
I low-key
spirit
like it more
punch
than
where he
Rasengan,
keeps the energy
and
stored in his
now I like
fists
it
and
more.
clovers the
Close.
hell out of you. And the Spirit Wave, a
you
Kamehameha
finish,
from before we
part
uncultured
one?
Americans knew what a
I don't think so.
Kamehameha was.
Yusuke
Like,
may be
I
a
left
punk,
off
but
really
he's
early on
deceptively
in
skilled
Thousand
and
Blood
cunning
War.
in battle.
He's not afraid to fight dirty, throwing his shoes, using sleight of hand to place cigarettes on his foe to track them in the dark.
Personally,
What the
I'd call
fuck?
that smart. And his hand-to-hand
This is
is
a
A+.
stop? Oh, yeah,
He's matched
absolutely.
experts like Cabana,
Not even
who's said to
close.
have mastered all forms of martial
Whoever
combat.
recommended this
But
fight
his
to be
best
jailed.
secret is
Like,
how quickly
this
he
is
improves.
shit is crazy.
All it takes is a round of training or someone threatening his friends, and Yusuke's power will spike to match stronger enemies, even if it means literally burning through his own life force for a power-up.
All known demons and demon fighters are individually ranked on a scale of power from E to S.
E and D class demons are nothing special. We're talking local threats at best. C and B are getting a bit dicey in a destroy your city kind of way. A and S? Well, hold on to your ass. We're talking end of the world.
As Yusuke forged bonds with new allies, like demons Hiei and Kurama, as well as his old pal Kuwabara, he found himself facing opponents he couldn't beat, such as the monstrous
Maybe I
Toguro,
don't
who
think
could
anyone
vaporize
in
weaker
Yu Hakusho
demons
could
and
beat
crush their
Yukiora.
souls with sheer aura.
But Yusuke needed to survive and protect his loved ones. So
nah, I
he
think-
had
I
no
think they
choice
could beat
but to
Yukiora.
rank up, even if it
I
meant
think
absorbing the power
once
of a
it gets
small
to
star.
about,
Thanks,
you know,
Genkai.
Our sun
You
has
talking
an average
like,
luminosity of
a
380 septillion
squad
watts,
zero and
14%.
shit like that, and
Small
it's-
stars
that's
like
never
red
something
dwarfs
a little bit
output
fun.
about 1/10,000th of that. So
I actually
this
didn't watch
spirit
Yu
orb's
Hakusho.
energy per second would
I
equal
didn't
about
watch it
9
either, but I know
billion
about Yu
megatons
Hakusho.
of TNT.
That's
Enough
MC
to
Vi's
send
favorite
Toguro to the
anime,
grave.
so I know
Even
about Yu
after
Hakusho.
pushing past his own limits, Yusuke would still need more power to face S-class threats like Sensui, a past spirit detective gone bad, and a great measuring stick for what top-tier demons are capable of.
Sensui was so yoked he couldn't even use all his power in the human world without threatening to bring down the whole thing. He compared destroying the whole goddamn planet to kicking an anthill.
According to Genkai, Yusuke could destroy the planet too, if he really wanted. And even A-class threats like King Enma have shaken
I
both
mean,
the
that's
demon
nice, but
and
again,
human
you want
worlds.
That
threatened to
anima
destroy
guy
like
is
3 different
strong as
worlds.
balls. In the past,
I mean,
he
the
fought
1v1.
the Netherworld King Yakumo,
I mean, yeah. I
who
mean, like,
could
once you start
eradicate
talking about
the
people from like
entire
Squad
human
0
world
and
and
1v1,
remake
I'll put
the
anybody in
Netherworld.
Thousand Year
Yusuke's
Blood
power
War is
surpassed
probably
both
where
of
Yu
them,
Yu
to the
Hakusho
point where he
stops.
overloaded Yakumo with his own
Some people tell me
energy.
Ichigo
And
and
do keep in mind,
MC
Yusuke was
shit
still
copy.
only A class at the
No.
time. A far cry from S
I don't
classes
think
like
Ichigo
Sensui, whose
and
sacred energy was
Yusuke
10
are
times his
clones of
superior.
each other.
But
I
not
don't
for
think
long,
Ichigo was a
sucker,
clone of
because
Yusuke.
turns out Yusuke was a demon himself.
Literally. Yusuke is
Yusuke's
the descendant
more
of an ancient
aggressive
and
and wanna
incredibly
fight.
powerful
Ichigo's
being,
kind of
one of the
laid back.
strongest in existence, Raizen, the Demon King.
With his Bazoku mark, Yusuke can channel Raizen's spirit for a huge power boost and a massive thirst for murder boost. This was his first taste of a dangerous new type of spirit energy, Yoki.
A form of energy used by demons. Like normal Reiki, it can be amplified by intense emotions. Unlike normal Reiki, its use creates a pleasurable feeling, feeding into the user's
It was
rage
kind of crazy
and
how a lot of
bloodlust.
90s
The
anime
feral
had really good
animal
animation
within.
back then.
So
Better
Yusuke
than a lot of
upgraded
anime
his
you see
spirit gun
nowadays.
to a demon gun. It's the same thing, but red. Oh, and it's strong enough to blast Sensui past the horizon, putting Yusuke's power firmly in S-Class.
And making him a prime candidate to rule the demon world. But as he was thrust into a tournament vying for that throne, Yusuke began to wonder if all this power was what he really wanted.
Self-reflection? From I'll kick your ass, Yusuke Urameshi? Nah, we can worry about that later. There's a tournament to win. Which one of you, girl, baby, or grandparents is first?
Even then, as Yusuke took on the Demon King Yomi in an epic final battle, he was still growing. He had become far stronger than before, even achieving a unique version of the Mozoku form separate from Raizen's influence.
And a brand spanking new form of power. Kinda like Sensui's sacred energy, but even better. It's so unprecedented, it doesn't even have a name, but it's golden glowy.
Strong enough to
Like Super
clash
Saiyan.
with Yomi, creating an explosion that split the heavens above and decimated the Okunin tree below, pushing the Demon King himself to his absolute limits.
But then, Yusuke lost. It's not all bad though. Even if being king would have been cool, Yusuke realized he wanted something more. He'd grown up and chose to walk a new path.
It was always Yusuke's connections with others that motivated him above all else. And it was in those connections that he found his happy ending.
But I wouldn't piss him off if you can avoid it. Get him in the right mood or threaten the human world, and the spirit detective will beat your stupid ass.
Yeah, unless your name is Ichigo Kurosaki.
Long
Again,
has its return been foretold,
Whoever-
but now,
what the fuck is this
finally,
segment?
it is reborn.
The original Death Battle shirt that once
Okay.
dominated the world.
yeah. Whoever recommended this battle, they're either going to jail or they're going to hell because this is kind of insane. This is a stomp, like a really hard stomp on Ichigo's part. I could have had Ichigo going against somebody else. Shit, I would have preferred. Well, I can't say Dante because Dante already fought in death battle, and that would have been a stomp too. But I don't know, shit. Somebody else, anybody else. There got to be somebody else Ichigo could have fought. Like, damn. Like, come on, man. Shit. I'm trying to think of somebody. I don't know, bro. I know this ain't it, man. This ain't it, bro. This shit crazy, man. And then Ichigo better dressed too. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. This shit's kind of crazy. All right, well, I got Ichigo winning this. At all the death battles I see against Ichigo, he loses. It's always some BS. If Ichigo loses this, death bout's on payroll. They on payroll and they bouncing on dick. If Ichigo loses this.
That's a hollow. No doubt about it.
Also, a nice little sprite animation.
Spirit gun! Getsuga, Tensho!
Yeah, I don't think Ichigo want none of that. Very moment he dropped his Zanpato, I don't know if he want that. Chop the dick. Oh shit. Are Yusuke is fat to Ichigo? No, he's not. Just straight up, he's not fat to Ichigo.
Hollow.
Okay, that was pretty cool. I like how he did that.
Chop change. Reckless idiot!
What a baby! Little demon energy got you scared? Nah.
And then again, Ichigo better dressed too.
Getsuga!
Don't get me wrong, you know, Yusuke kind of got that Kanye brand type of drip. But Ichigo is literally rocking Balenciaga right now. Like, what are you talking about?
Give in to me, Yusuke. Let's devour him together.
That ain't gonna be enough. Don't listen to him. Don't listen to him. He's trying to set you up, bro.
Just don't be bad!
No, he's setting you up. Don't listen to that man, bro. Listen to Ichigo with Cleveland, bro, and spice this shit up. Yeah, it's coming. It's coming.
Yeesh, rude awakening. This one's a piece of work. Need a hand, partner?
Let's do it. Like old times.
On time!
Somebody could be talking in my YouTube chat. I have no idea. Yeah, now it's over. Let's get some just show shit.
Is that the best you can do?
Yep, they're
I
gonna
can
speed
go even
this.
faster if you'd like.
Hell yeah! Bring it on, asshole! I'll kill you even if it kills me! I'm putting it all on the line! You better do the same!
Is he about to? Oh, I thought he was about to do his final fucking Zangetsu for a second. Like how he did that one Naruto death battle. Is it over? Is that it?
Give me a freaking break.
Shit is about to be over with. I know that much.
See you on the other side.
Is that it? Fork found in kitchen, guys. Thank you for making animation for this. Yeah, you know, I didn't expect it to be any other way. Like, what the fuck are we talking about?
Go no problem. And resist
Okay.
auras like Seguros
Like-
that are similar to Reiatsu.
Yeah, that's kinda
so
crazy, I'm
Ichigo
not gonna
couldn't
lie to you,
cheese a
man.
win right away.
That's kinda
Otherwise,
crazy.
Yusuke was outmatched. Sure, the Spirit Gun could potentially match the Getsuga Tensho, and he had stat-boosting forms like the Mizoku. Ichigo, however, had more varied powers, a better healing factor, greater stamina given his months of
Hope the
Bangai
anime
training.
shows the
And
power
all
of
those
Corn
swords.
Salvation
He
because in the
just had
manga you
way
watch
more
the Spice
abilities to
Versus
play with.
Visit.
Likewise,
Anyone glaze Corn
speed
Salvation
was a
from
fairly
Bleach.
easy call.
Yeah, I do know
Yusuke
you
could
walked
react to
destroyed
lightning
that shit
early on,
immediately.
and obviously got much faster over time. Looking at this blast from his clash with Yomi, it erupted upwards at 57% the speed of light.
But Ichigo was faster than light from the start, and he's gotten faster too. He couldn't even see Byakuya at first, but blitzed him in the rematch. Plus, he's got
And that was in
tons
the
of
Soul
training and
Society arc, by
power-ups
the
since
way.
then.
The
This is a
Soul
while
King
ago.
Shockwave, for example, expanded across the realms at thousands of times light speed, and Ichigo reacted to attacks from Soul King Yuhabak that utilized the same power. So, Ichigo takes speed.
Yeah.
But Yusuke's fought plenty of foes faster and more varied than him, so it's extremely
That's the
important
light.
to
Yeah,
examine their
Ichigo.
tactics
You
and
could argue
ability
he's
to
been light
adapt
speed since the
mid-fight.
Soul
This
Society
is
arc.
kind of both their things.
Which is one of the earliest
Ichigo
arcs
has
in
styled
Bleach.
on guys with centuries of training and has over a decade of experience as a Shinigami. He's pretty good at figuring out new weapons and styles.
Meanwhile, Yusuke was flexible and quick to adapt, mixing cleverness with exceptional hand-to-hand. He's good enough to match Kabano, who mastered every martial art.
I wonder how
Ichigo's
Bleach fights look
decent
to
at
normal
hand-to-hand,
Soul
but
Reapers.
it's not his go-to
Like how
in the
Dragon
same
Ball
way.
fights look to
So,
regular
both had
people.
their strong
They can't see
suits, with
shit.
advantages on each
And
side.
that's
It's
exactly
fair to call
like
this
that.
one a draw.
Leaving only the biggest winning factor, which could have superseded all other advantages.
What is that?
Power.
Between Sensui,
Yeah,
Genkai,
that wasn't
and
close
Enma,
either.
Yusuke could definitely destroy the planet. Examining his sky-splitting clash with Yomi and measuring its scale, that's about 4 quadrillion megatons of TNT, which is crazy.
Similarly, mid-series Ichigo could shake Huecomundo, tear through hell, and block attacks that could destroy the Soul Society. But at his peak, he beat Yuhabak, who could destroy several realms, which is far more impressive than just one.
To be fair,
I wouldn't
Yusuke
give
also beat
Ichigo the
Yakumo,
feat
who
of
could
he
threaten
beat
2
Yuhabak
realms
by
at the same
himself,
time.
but sure,
Pretty close
I guess
to
you can say
Yuhabak's
that for
threatening
his death
3.
battle.
And Yusuke far surpassed Yakumo afterward. The gap between him and Sensui alone was 10 times. So there could be an argument for Yusuke's power surpassing Ichigo if 3 realms was truly Ichigo's limit.
Fortunately for Ichigo, it's not. Yhwach was also gonna destroy the Garganta, which has at least 29 pocket dimensions inside it.
Each containing at least a planet and star, much larger than Yusuke's planet-sized worlds. Plus, Ichigo matched Yhwach in True Shikai, without his additional boost from Half Hollow and True Bankai.
As always with Death Battle, there's arguments either
Bro, I
way.
hope I
But the way
get,
we see it, even being
a
generous
ball
with Yusuke's
homeboy
power
one day.
and conservative
Nigga,
with
what?
Ichigo's, the gap was just too
Bro, I
big,
hope I get a
giving
ball homeboy
Ichigo
one
the
day.
final edge.
Yo,
Sorry
notice how
if things
Ichigo
got
trumped
real
every
messy,
single
but
category.
That's just how Ichigo
They was being so
winner
generous
is
by saying
Ichigo
it's 50-50
Kurosaki.
attack. Yo,
Next time
what is this
on
Death Battle?
Battle.
Who's next? Please let it be more even than this shit. Mecha Sonic, my GOAT. Mecha Sonic versus Cell. Hell yeah, we're so
Subscribe
back.
and join as a
Hell
member
yeah,
to
we're
see
so
more
back.
Death Battle. Thanks
Hell
for
yeah,
watching.
we're so back.
Death Battle is back,
Oh, we're so
and so
back.
is our new tabletop.
Oh, we're so back, baby. Mecha Sonic versus Cell. Now, here's the thing. I'm pretty sure that Mecha Sonic probably has some sort of utterly ridiculous feat. It's probably like absorbing the Sonic Omniverse because the Sonic universe is also pretty insane. I'm going to go Mecha Sonic on that because I like Mecha Sonic more than Cell. But at the same time, the Sonic universe is fucking crazy. So yeah, timeout. Cell versus Mecha Sonic. Yeah, I got Mecha Sonic. Metal Sonic on that, straight up. Metal Sonic, I probably had some sort of like super ridiculous feat, especially if we're pulling from the Archie comics. Because the Archie Sonic comics is pretty insane. Which, if I'm not mistaken, I think the Archie Sonic comics is just the Sonic comics. So, Metal Sonic goes Super 2. Yeah, I got Metal Sonic winning that. I think that Death Battle right there is a million times better than this one right here. Ichigo, the coolest part about Ichigo versus Yusuke is just the two names being put together in the thumbnail. That's really about it. This was never an even fight to begin with. Notice how when they was talking about stats, Ichigo trumped each and every single last one of them. And it was being ultra like generous by saying it's 50-50 with tactics. There had to have been somebody else Ichigo could have fought. There was more of a closer fight, honestly. Like real talk. I'm trying to think of somebody, but I can't think. Yeah, it had to have been somebody else Ichigo could have fought. You know, but then again, Ichigo lost against Naruto, so this is Ichigo's chance to finally win a Death Battle. So, you know. Metal Sonic stomp Cell bad? Yeah, probably so. I actually don't know much about Mecha Sonic, but Cell's overrated and I want the motherfucker lose. Well, he's probably gonna lose anyways. But at the same time, you gotta watch Death Battle. Death Battle low-key be, I don't know, they low-key be on payroll for Dragon Ball. I'd never forgive Death Battle for letting Broly be Hulk. I would never forgive them for that one. So they could pull a fast one. But if everything goes how it's supposed to go, Metal Sonic's probably gonna win. But yeah, no. Ichigo versus Yusuke. I'll be real with y'all. This Death Battle was not very good, in my opinion. Like, I mean, the fight was dope, but I'm just being objectively honest when I say there was probably better Death Battles visually than this one. The matchup sounds cool on a sheet of paper, but in all practical reality, it wasn't close. We didn't really need an animation to get the answer to this question, but I guess we did. So back then, Broly could, but current Hulk destroys all Dragon Ball, and I don't even think back then he could, if I'm being real with you. But you know, it happened. So yeah. Anyways, okay. All right, chat. I was just live for the Death Battle portion. For anyone watching on YouTube, this will be available for you to watch after the stream. And you also see a YouTube short about it too. So let me end the YouTube live stream. Wait, somebody said something inside the chat. Hang on. No, Metal Sonic lost to Batman. No prep time. We're gonna pretend as if that didn't happen. Plus, most of the time in crossover battles like that, the power scaling is never accurate because you know they have to collab on shit. So I'm not gonna count that. Batman's not beating Metal Sonic no prep time. Like that's just ridiculous. So we're not gonna count that. Anyways, I'm gonna end the YouTube live stream. You can watch this video at any given time.